Well, biopics for celebrities are kind of the big Hollywood studio bread and butter right now, and they are notoriously hit or miss. This one was definitely a big miss, and it's about a celebrity I had never heard of in my entire life, and neither had most Americans that were marketed this movie to see it in theaters. It's called Better Man. And it is a biopic about a singer named Robbie Williams, who is mostly known in the UK, and it's starring a chimpanzee version of him for no particular reason that I can discern. They say the wacky Robbie Williams biopic isn't exactly going bananas, with a puny $580,000 opening day at the box office.
To be fair, if you're going to be forced by your editor to write an article about a monkey, you should be allowed to make as many puns as you want.
Going bananas.
You should be allowed to do that.
Paramount acquired the feature for North America distribution for $25 million. Helmed by Greatest Showman director Michael Gracie, Better Man drew strong reviews playing fall festivals, with critics largely taken by the premise of having Williams represented by a CGI chimp. Because, as he puts it in the trailer, he always felt less evolved than other people.
I told Mary it gives off Dunstan checks in vibes. If you're from my generation, you understand that reference. I said that the problem with this was, and to preface, we didn't go see this. I didn't even really want to cover it because I didn't go see it. Everybody here knows my opinions on biopics. I hate biopics about musicians to begin with, let alone musicians I've never heard of or care about. But I will say, if they had done this without addressing the fact that it was a monkey, I would have been in. Kind of like I love the idea of them making a third Home Alone movie without addressing the fact that Macaulay Culkin is in his 40s. Like, just lean into the gig, or just do the same thing and make a version of the monkeys, a biopic about the monkeys.
Well, as far as I can tell, they don't address the fact that he's a chimp in the movie itself.
But I'm saying, but
they address it in the promotion of the movie.
Well, that's stupid. They should have been mysterious. They should
in the movie. There's no explanation for him being a chimp.
What if they're like doing the promotional tour, and the interviewer, some Collider interviewer is like, so, like, what was the inspiration behind, making Robbie a chimp in the movie? And they go, what are you talking about? Like, just pretend they're, just be like, just gaslight everyone. Like,
I did find out Robbie Williams' own explanation for this decision. And yes, he is still alive. You should not be making biopics about people who are still alive. That's ridiculous. But here was his answer. He told the AP, "I've been a cheeky monkey all my life. There's no more cheekier monkey than the coke-snorting, sex-addict monkey that we find in the movie."
He said it
that
in that exact
was
voice.
his answer, in that exact accent as well. But yeah, he also explained that he wanted to be portrayed as a monkey because he believes people will be more sympathetic to a chimp than they would be to other people.
So it's like Dance Monkey Dance.
He often refers to himself as a performing monkey and identifies with primates for a long time. And this is how he views himself, emphasizing his cheeky and controversial nature. He also believes that depicting himself as a chimp allows audiences to connect with his humanity better. As people care more about animals than other people, that's true. He additionally sees the chimp portrayal as a way to make the film more engaging and stand out among other musical biopics. I think that's actually true, weirdly enough. Because no Americans have heard of Robbie Williams. I mean, if you have, please, in the chat, if you have heard of Robbie Williams and you've listened to his music and you're American,
I'm sure Phil
please let us know. I don't even know, it just seems to be the universal responses from Americans. We have never heard of this guy in our entire lives. It's like a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just materialized out of nowhere and everyone in the UK is obsessed with him, but none of us have any clue who he is and have never heard his music.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they thought there should be a biopic about him if he's not even relevant globally.
He's apparently he had one of the most expensive recording contracts ever given out, like hundreds, or not hundreds, but like close to $100 million or something like that. Very, very well known in the, I guess the movie didn't do super well in the UK either. So if the movie's not going to do well where he's actually well known,
Yeah. Like, what do they do?
well,
They
here-
spent $25 million just on acquiring the movie at Paramount.
Maybe the idea would have been that if he hadn't lampooned them with the idea of turning it into a CGI monkey, which would have bumped the budget up considerably, maybe it would have gone to streaming.
Maybe. But that
know.
seems to be the director's choice as well.
Yeah.
Michael Gracie, I mean, obviously The Greatest Showman was a huge success. They
Yes,
must
it
have just
was.
thought that he has a good track record and this is an investment. But it's almost more confusing than the decision to make a biopic about Pharrell Williams with Legos.
At
Like-
least Pharrell Williams is kind of relevant here in the U.S., so...
Kind of. Barely. Does the average person on the street know who Pharrell Williams is?
Yeah,
They
but-
know his song.
But the thing is like, maybe this is to tap into the millennial crowd who will find it LOL so random. Why is he a Lego? I guess we'll do that.
I guess.
Or on the bright side, we could be returning back to the completely unhinged coke snorting executive phase of Hollywood, which is my personal favorite. Okay,
Coke snorting cheeky monkeys.
I want to see a bunch of unhinged projects like this. Like, did you see the Steamboat Willie reveal for what he looks like for the horror movie coming up? Mm-hmm. It's great. Like, I just want to see the ones that are born out of a bunch of executives named Chad who are just covered in coke talking about what these crazy ideas would be. Look, if they had made the Bob Dylan biopic with a monkey, I might have gone and seen it. Probably not.
Instead of Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, instead of Timothy Chalamet, make it a monkey.
Hollywood is out of ideas. They're clearly
This is not out of ideas though. This is them with a new idea.
No,
it's a monkey idea.
This is taking an old idea and then adding CGI to it, and they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Clearly, like, this is desperation. It reeks of desperation, and it's still not even getting people to buy tickets.
No, nobody showed up.
Nobody's showing up for it. This was a flop and a half, and I guess all that really changed is I know who Robbie Williams is now.
I guess the how do you plan for this ahead of time? Do you put out like a questionnaire? Do you know who Robbie Williams is?
The way they decided to market this in North American markets was emphasizing the fact that it's a chimp. Not explaining what the movie is about. It's like they wanted Americans to go see this movie about a singer who happens to be a chimp, and they didn't think it was relevant that it was a biopic.
That's what I'm saying. What if they reworked the film in the production stage, and they're like, it was going to be a biopic. What if we just make it a movie about a singing monkey, but we don't actually address in movie the fact that it's a monkey, and make it super avant-garde and weird.
If only they had you to consult. We have a 20 from Cesario JPN. I had tons of no-name accounts shill that Robbie Williams movie. I only remember him from the 1999 hit Millennium, a lighthearted homage and nod to James Bond, and two of his other songs on my commute to work on the radio.
Well, I mean, there you go. There's some people with some core memories.
But would you watch a movie about his life
you usually
as a chimp?
You usually need more exposure to someone's work to make going to see a movie about them more worth your time.
There are
right?
far more
Or they
interesting
have to
people
have
whose biopics also flopped.
Or they have to have a more interesting life.
They keep mishandling these biopics. I saw the Amy Winehouse biopic got almost universally panned.
I love the meme though, because it's the Don Draper meme.
Exactly. Like,
it's a biopic about a singer no American has heard of, and he's portrayed by a chimp.
we have another 20 from DC&C. A Brit.
Yeah.
Take That wasn't big in USA. Robbie went solo after boy band. NKOTB.
New Kids on the Block.
Oh, New Kids on the Block, not big in UK. Shrug. You've probably never heard of Westlife either. Brits don't know who Astro Boy is. Apparently, everything goes to Australia.
Well, here's the thing, though. Since the majority of these movies are being produced by American companies, it makes more sense to make movies about acts that were relevant here in American culture.
Right.
Since we're the largest sect of the box office.
And we're also mostly producing the movies that go to the box
And
office
I think,
as well.
Aren't New Kids on the Block and the Backstreet Boys like still out touring together as like a super group?
Yeah, it's not over yet. The story is far from over.
You likely, like,
it could still end badly.
Whoever you are, you likely have like a niece or a sister who posts an Instagram story from a New Kids on the Block concert.
But this is why you don't make a biopic about somebody before they die, because it could always end badly.
Yeah, then they got to make a revisionist version.
Can't
of it.
do that.
Yep.
It's and they're doing this with Madonna as well,
she's producing
starring
that
Julia Garner. She's producing it, writing it, crafting her own story, which seems like she has control issues. But, you know, if you can have an Amy Winehouse biopic flop, any of them can.
Yeah, who would have gone
Even
to
the
see
Baz Luhrmann Elvis barely was in the black.
Yeah.
And that's remembered fondly far.
I guess the Amy Winehouse documentary would skew female for an audience?
You would think. And
do
maybe
biopics skew male or female? I would assume that like documentaries skew male and biopics maybe skew female. I don't know.
Because they're more personal, I guess.
Is that sexist? I feel like that was sexist.
No, but that's true. I would guess that's true.
Men want the hard facts and women just want a fabricated bullshit story, Mary.
I didn't hear anything about the Whitney Houston one either.
Yeah.
That came out last year.
Came and went.
Didn't hear a peep about it.
To be fair, those movies aren't meant to they're not supposed to win at the box office. They're supposed to stay in the top 5 and then continue there for a period of time, usually over holiday breaks and stuff like that. Is there like an International Monkey Day? Like there's an International Everything Day. Okay. They should have released it on International Monkey Day.
I also don't like looking at primates. This is like a hot take of mine, I guess. Like I've received a lot of pushback for saying this, but I really don't like chimps. Okay. I really don't. Something about that uncanny valley quality to primates with human-like facial expressions, especially not just the real life chimps, but the CGI chimps are even worse in this regard. Watching the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the one that we reviewed last year, that was really uncomfortable. I just don't like looking at chimps that have whites in their eyes.
Okay.
They have scleras in these movies. Very disturbing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm not a fan of chimps in general. I don't think they're cute.
That's why Mary needs to go see Dunstan Checks In.
Literally never going to happen.
Jason Alexander, Faye Dunaway, Eric Lloyd, Rupert Everett. That's a cast. Look at the things from the movie. Absolutely unhinged.
Yeah, that looks unhinged.
Childhood was awesome.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.